Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscriber to the channel as always. So big breaking news now is coming out in the press in relation to Paul Pogba. Reportedly Paul Pogba has reportedly put a transfer request in, and reportedly is indicating that he does want to make the move to Real Madrid this summer, because now reports from Spain, there's reports now stemming from Spain saying that reportedly Paul Pogba has agreed the personal terms. Also, the wages have been agreed as well, and reportedly he has agreed. I think Paul Pogba has agreed around a 10 million a year deal, reportedly with Real Madrid as well. Well, some people may be happy about this. Maybe some people may not be happy about this. To be quite honest with you, because I think in his last 6 or 7 games, he has been performing way below par. To be quite honest with you, so potentially that just emphasises that he doesn't want to be at the club anymore. Does Paul Pogba, but we do know he has been heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid as Paul Pogba. Obviously, going back a few weeks ago, he was talking a lot about Real Madrid, about his dream to play for them and all that. And obviously, Zinedine Zidane is a big admirer of the player, and based on his poor run of performances, I still think he's a world class midfielder, is Paul Pogba. But for my own preference, I don't think he's playing. He's not playing amongst world class players at Manchester United. Is Pogba, and if he is to go to Real Madrid, in the summer, he'll be playing amongst better players as well, Paul Pogba. And obviously, he has been one of our most influential players, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in. Let's be honest, he has been one of our most influential players, and Paul Pogba has built a great relationship with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because obviously, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was managing the Manchester United reserve team, he watched some of this team at this day and age now, grow and develop in the reserve team, and of course, one of them was Paul Pogba as well. And obviously, Paul Pogba, got one of his best wishes, of course, when Jose Mourinho, got sacked from the club as well, and Paul Pogba enjoyed a very difficult time, under the Jose Mourinho era, because obviously he had a bad relationship with Jose Mourinho as well. But I think so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, still thinks that Paul Pogba, will be at Manchester United next season as well. This is from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's preference. But a couple of days ago, Paul Pogba basically, told Manchester United teammates he's intending on leaving the club this summer as well. I think Manchester United have been in contract negotiations with him. He has still got over 2 years left on his current deal at the moment. There's also an option of further year as well. There were also reports coming out saying that Manchester United were set to offer him the captain's armband as well, to convince him, to stay at the club as well. And reports came out quite a few weeks back that he was demanding around £500,000 a week from Manchester United, of course, if he was to remain loyal to the club. But now he's been here over 3 years now as Paul Pogba, of course, because we paid £89 million from Juventus back in 2016. And, there has been a lot of news circulating around the media today that also his former club Juventus are interested in Paul Pogba as well. Obviously, it did say Juventus may have to sanction a couple of their players off, to afford Paul Pogba as well. But it has said that Juventus have met up with his agent as well, Raiola. But I think we could get around £130 million for Paul Pogba this summer, and potentially with that money, we could get 2 players, of course, as well. So definitely now we do need a couple of additions in that midfield as well. But I still really like Paul Pogba, to be quite honest, since he's been here since 2016, he has won the Europa League with us. He has won the League Cup with us as well, and he's still a World Cup winner, is Paul Pogba. But I just don't think, he wants to be here anymore, to be quite honest. Some people may be happy, some people, may be disappointed, to be quite honest. But obviously, he began his, obviously we got him in 2009, Paul Pogba, he joined my youth system from Lee Harvey, of course. This was obviously, under the Alex Ferguson era. But obviously then, a couple of years later, he did get... He did make a couple of first team appearances, did Paul Pogba, but obviously, based on his limited appearances, obviously, Manchester United, let him go on a free transfer, of course, and then he had 4 fantastic years, with Juventus, did Paul Pogba, of course, won 4 Serie A's in the trot. I think he won the Coppa Italiana a couple of times as well. I think he also won the Super Coppa Italian a couple of times as well. And obviously, then we paid £89 million for him in 2016, but he did have 4 good years with Juventus. Also, too, last year, Barcelona were linked with Paul Pogba as well, but his agent Raiola, of course, has been in the process of finding him a new club, and he's still 26 years of age. He has still got a lot of years ahead of him, but obviously what he was saying about Real Madrid, quite a few weeks back, that's just indicated that he does not want to spend the rest of his playing career in England with Manchester United as well. So it's looking like he's going to Madrid now. He has agreed, the wages have been agreed, the terms have been agreed, and I think it's around 10 million. I think a 10 million a year deal has been agreed reportedly as well. So that is the big breaking news to update you on as well. But potentially, yeah, and we do know, obviously, that Ander Herrera is going in the summer as well. That's very, very disappointing indeed. So now, obviously, we're going to need, a couple of additions in that midfield, because it's a shame that Ander Herrera is going. Obviously, this is Ander Herrera's 5th season at Manchester United, of course. Manchester United, paid just under £30 million for him from Bilbao, back in 2014 as well. And I think he's made about 187 appearances for Manchester United as Ander Herrera. Obviously, we do know most recently Ander Herrera has not basically, been playing, due to injury and all that. But if you look at it statistically, when Ander Herrera has been playing, we've won the majority of our games, so we do know how much of a big miss, Ander Herrera has been. But even though Ander Herrera has agreed a deal to join PSG on a free transfer this summer, I think now the contract has been agreed. I think it's a 4-year deal. He's currently signed as Ander Herrera, so it's going to be a 4-year deal. He's currently signed with PSG. But yeah, it's been agreed, and the terms have also been agreed as well. But we are still willing to play Ander Herrera in these 3 remaining games, even though he's going in the summer to PSG. Because Solskjaer gives us an update on, he said Ander Herrera has been training, he's been enthusiastic, and he should be involved against Chelsea tomorrow as well. But he's a very, very good midfielder. There is better midfielders out there than Ander Herrera, to be quite honest with you. Reports actually, came out saying that Atletico Bilbao, his former club, showed an interest in Ander Herrera, but I think it was too late to process, because PSG had already come to the agreement as well. I think he's set to earn around £150,000 a week with Paris Saint-Germain as well. But he's been a good servant to Manchester United of course as well. We have been in contract negotiations with Ander Herrera, but obviously we haven't come to an agreement to getting a new contract. Obviously reports came out quite a few weeks back saying that allegedly he was demanding £200,000 a week from Manchester United reportedly, but reportedly Manchester United were not willing to meet his £200,000 a week wage demands. But yeah, I think he'll be he'll bring that extra spark in that midfield, Herrera, if he does play tomorrow, he's tenacious, got a lot of tenacity about his play, and I think he'll free up the likes of Paul Pogba as well, Ander Herrera as well. So he has been a miss. So yeah, he's going to PSG in the summer as well. So now we're going to have to start emphasising, a couple of targets, who we've got to emphasise, a couple of targets, who can replace Herrera, who can replace Pogba at the club as well, because obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is expected, to orchestrate a big summer clear out as we all know. He needs backing this summer, of course. He's got to get the right players in, of course. Reportedly we're going to get a spending spree of around £250 million this summer. Obviously we know the club is still in the process of looking to hire a director of football to come in as well, to change club structure and all that. And obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to need backing this summer as well, as I did currently say. But I think Mike Phelan is now in line, to become our first technical director reportedly as well. But there has been, a few names mentioned as well. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to bring at least 5 new additions to the club this summer. He's identified the positions, where he thinks, Manchester United needs strengthening up, because you can see, potentially, there is deficiencies in the squad as well. But don't forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team, of course, as well, because we didn't spend out in January. We didn't get as priority targets last summer we didn't get as priority targets last summer as well. We have been in a bad vein of form recently. We've lost 7 of our last 9 games as well. The majority of these players, do need a reality check. They've got to take responsibility as well. But let's be honest, none of this team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, as I do keep saying. None of this team is Solskjaer's. I still believe he can take Manchester United forward. I do know he hasn't got a great managerial pedigree. He hasn't really got the experience as well. We have spent a lot of money, since Alex Ferguson retired, and we've been playing catch up for the last 5 or 6 years, of course, as well. And I think about £700 million has been spent in all the managerial areas since Ferguson retired. So we have had different managers with different philosophies as well. We've seen players come in, and we've also seen players leave as well. But there's lots to sort out this summer. What players are going to come in? What players are going to leave? We've obviously got to make a decision, who's going to be the captain as well. So potentially, these lots to sort out as well. But for me, we have got to get the right players that have got the ability, to elevate Manchester United at least in the next 2 to 3 years. Because potentially, our recruitment policy is very, very poor indeed. But we've got to be ruthless in this summer transfer window, and that is very, very essential indeed. So potentially, as I did say as well, obviously one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priorities is obviously, to keep Paul Pogba at the club, but it's looking likely Paul Pogba's going. De Gea, what's going on with De Gea at the moment as well. Most recently, his performances have been way below par. He's been making mistakes as well as David De Gea, and we do want to keep David De Gea at the club. And if Manchester United are forced to get rid of De Gea, obviously we're going to need a replacement for David De Gea as well. Wait, I just got someone. Because obviously, we're going to need a replacement for David De Gea, if Manchester United are forced to sanction him off this summer. Reports came out the other week saying that he was demanding around £350,000 a week for Manchester United as well, if he was to sign a new contract. Recent reports have basically said that PSG are reportedly willing to put a £60 million bid in for him, and reportedly they are willing to meet his £350,000 a week wage demands as well, reportedly. But David De Gea has been a good servant to the club. This is 8th season now at Manchester United, as we all know. We also know that Real Madrid have been long admirers of him as well. But Solskjaer has got no intentions of dropping De Gea, despite his recent mistakes he has been making as well. But I think we activated a 12-month extension on his contract last year, so he is still under contract here until the summer of 2020 as well. But we have not yet come to an agreement, to getting a new contract. So his future is up in the air at the moment. And hopefully, he can sign a new contract, because Manchester United have been in talks of getting De Gea a new contract at the club as well. But we do know the players that are leaving United this summer. One player that's guaranteed, to leave is obviously, Antonio Valencia. He's definitely, leaving Manchester United this summer as well. Because obviously the club opted against the decision, to give him that new 1-year extension, of course. So he's on his way out this summer as well. He's been here 10 years as Antonio Valencia, but obviously can't get in the team at the moment because he's currently injured anywhere is Antonio Valencia. So we do need a replacement for Antonio Valencia, in that right back positions as well. Potentially, I think, Young needs to be gone this summer. Whether Manchester United are willing to get rid of him this summer or not, I do not know. Obviously, it was bad business from the club, giving him that new 1-year extension as well. I do know he's our first choice right back, but he's age 33 now, and by the time his new 1-year extension expires, Ashley Young's, he'll be nearly 35 years of age as well. But he's been here 8 years. He has made over 300 appearances in all competitions for Manchester United, and he has been a good servant to the club. He was a good winner back in the day as well, but he has now passed his sell-by date as well. So he's a problem as well. Smalling and Jones, I also want them to go in the summer as well. I think it was bad business from the club, giving Smalling a new long-term contract, giving Jones a new long-term contract as well. This is Smalling's 9th season at the club. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. I think this is Jones' 7th or 8th season at the club as well. So they have been too long in serving players at Manchester United, but potentially, they're not good enough, now to represent Manchester United as well. So I do potentially, want them to out in the summer. But yeah, potentially we need to get a new centre back in. Someone, we need to recommend a new centre back to come in this summer. Someone that can go alongside Victor Lindelof in our back line as well. But for me, Smalling and Jones are no longer good enough as well. Even though some of Chris Smalling's performances have improved, since he did recover from that long-term absence, because mainly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been going with Smalling and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership, in the majority of his games, since he took the tenure at Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. He's been mainly going with Smalling and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. I think Marcus Rojo's also on his way out of the club in the summer as well, because Marcus Rojo's endured a very, very difficult time as a Manchester United player. He isn't first choice anyway, and he has sustained, quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player, and I think he's coming to an end of his contract, very, very soon as well. So I can see him going as well. I definitely think, Matteo Darmian's on his way out of the club as well, because he's endured a very, very difficult time as a Manchester United player. I do think that Manchester United did trigger that 1-year extension, so if we can sanction him off this summer, we can cash in for Matteo Darmian as well. He's been here since 2015. This is his 4th season now as a Manchester United player, but he's endured a very, very difficult time here, and he hasn't really had the opportunity, to be quite honest here, as Matteo Darmian as well. Potentially for me, I don't think Matic is good enough for Manchester United as well, and as I did say now, with Pogba leaving, looking like that Pogba's leaving, Herrera leaving, I said we need a couple of additions in that midfield. I also think we need a centre defensive midfielder as well that's fast and tenacious, because for me, Matic isn't reliable enough, Nemanja Matic is too slow. I've got strong reservations about him as well. So for me, we need a centre defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious, and probably Matic, a couple of games he has proven himself and all that, but he could be in contention, to play tomorrow against Chelsea, because obviously it is his former club as well, and Manchester United, of course, paid £40 million for him. He is still highly experienced, but you do know that I've got strong reservations about him as well. For me, I think the likes of Fred, Fred is actually a better solution than Nemanja Matic at this moment in time, because Fred has proven himself, quite recently, to be quite honest, even though I have been known for criticising Fred. Manchester United, paid quite a bit of money for him. I think we paid just under £50 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk last summer as well. Fred, I think, he's doing well at the moment when he has been playing, but I still don't know if he's a long-term solution, to be quite honest with you as well. I think it's definitely, Sanchez is on his way out the club in the summer as well. I don't know if he'll be playing tomorrow. I hope that he doesn't start the game tomorrow, Alexis Sanchez, because obviously he's sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player. Obviously now Sanchez, I think he's been here about 15, 16 months, of course. But, he's just been so inconsistent as a Manchester United player, when he has been given the chance. And that's potentially, not good enough for a player. That's the highest paid player at the club. He's the highest paid player in the Premier League as well. And currently his wages is on. It's totally affecting our wage structure in a bad way, because we've got quite a few players now, that are demanding, quite a bit more money as well. But for me, I think we're considering sanctioning him off this summer. Maybe difficult to find a buyer for Sanchez, of course, considering his substantial wages on. There may be only a team or two that could maybe afford to pay his wages off as well. But he's been so inconsistent as a Manchester United player, and he's just recovered from a knee injury as well, and he's no longer playing to the highest level. He's lost that yard of pace. He is age 30 as well. So yeah, I want him to go in this summer. Juan Mata as well, as I said about Juan Mata, I like him. He's been a good servant to the club, but Juan Mata is no longer playing to the highest level for Manchester United as well as Juan Mata. He is age 30 now, as I said, he's lost that yard of pace. This is his 5th season out at Manchester United. Manchester United got him from Chelsea, back in 2014 as well for just under £40 million. I think he's made over 200 appearances in all competitions for the club as well. But obviously he can't even get in the team now, Juan Mata, to quarantine. I think he'll leave, when his contract expires this summer as well. I also think Lukaku could possibly, going to be on his way out as well, because for me, Lukaku isn't reliable enough, to be quite honest with you. Romelu Lukaku, his goal scoring form is very, very good in the Premier League. His pedigree is very, very good in the Premier League, but for me, he's not reliable enough, as I said. Doesn't really get enough them runs in behind. His finishing is very, very poor indeed, and he's only 25 years of age, and he's still got a lot of years ahead of him. He's enjoyed a difficult second season with Manchester United after he had an impressive first season. He scored 27 goals in all competitions in his first season as well. And Manchester United, paid £75 million for Lukaku, plus £15 million in add-ons, which had risen it to £90 million. He's still got 3 years left on his deal. He's on about £250,000 a week as well. But reports have been coming out saying that Man United are considering sanctioning him off this summer, and his agent has actually revealed that his future is very, very open. Indeed, is Romelu Lukaku's. But yeah. As they currently say, if Lukaku goes as well, obviously, we're going to have to find a replacement for him as well. And so there is a lot of players, that are going to leave Manchester United this summer. As I did say, Solskjaer, wants to bring at least 5 new additions to the club. I still believe he can take Manchester United forward, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even though we've been in a bad vein of form, some of the blame does stem from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because some of his tactics are questionable, to be quite honest with you, but he hasn't got the experience at the moment as a manager. He was a great player, for Manchester United, for 11 years he was a great player. He won trophies, he scored a lot of goals as well, and he has got experience in that aspect, but he hasn't really got experience at the moment as being a manager. But I still believe, he can take Manchester United forward as well, and I hope he can, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, we've got to give him another season, give him the summer, to spend the money, get the right players in, hopefully as well. Maybe some people are saying, we should be sensible with our recruitment this summer, maybe not spend too much money on one player, because as you all do know, there's quite a few players out there for a reasonable figure as well. But yeah, Paul Pogba for me, I like Paul Pogba, as I said, I said earlier on in the video. I do really, really like Paul Pogba, to be quite honest with you, but he's just been so inconsistent in the last 6 or 7 games, and that just emphasises, as I did say early on in the video, that he does not want to be at Manchester United anymore, to be quite honest with you, and it is looking like he's going to be leaving, and I knew he was going to go to Real Madrid, because that's the team he wanted to go to, because he was talking a lot about them, quite a few weeks ago, saying it's a dream to play for them and all that, and Zinedine Zidane's a big admirer of the player, but Manchester United may be willing to turn down any offers this summer, but I think Paul Pogba, wants to go as well, so that's now being agreed. So I think it's going to be on about. £10 million, £10 million a year. In Spain with Real Madrid as well. So we're going to have to find a replacement for Paul Pogba as well now. And who could potentially replace the likes of Pogba and Ander Herrera? Because obviously now we definitely need a couple of additions in that midfield. We've been interested in quite a few midfielders, as you all know. We've been interested in Atletico Madrid, Saul Niguez. There's been a lot of talks about him going on as well. Release clause 128 million in his deal with Atletico Madrid. 24 years of age, he's Spanish, he is versatile as well, so do you think he'd be a good replacement for Ander Herrera, Saul Niguez? So he's been mentioned as well. Bruno Fernandes, you know, there's also been talks about Bruno Fernandes as well. 24 years of age, plays for Sporting Lisbon, as you all know. Been in Portugal now a couple of years as Bruno Fernandes. He has got a current release clause in his deal of around £90 million with Sporting Lisbon as well. But he's 24 years of age and he has still got a lot of years ahead of him reportedly. I think Man United have been scouting, you know, Bruno Fernandes as well, and Manchester United have been in negotiations with his representatives. Bruno Fernandes, I think, has got a contract with Sporting Lisbon until 2023. He's a former San Pandora. He's also a former underneath player as well. So there has also been talks about Bruno Fernandes. You know, Manchester United have been linked with West Ham's Declan Rice as well. Declan Rice, you know, he's one of England's youngest upcoming talents. You know, he's one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's prime targets, is Declan Rice, and his performances this season have been very, very impressive indeed. I think he's mainly defensive midfielder, is Declan Rice, you know, to be quite honest with you, but he's only 20 years of age. As I said, his performances have been good this season. He's growing, developing and flourishing, you know, fantastically well. He is still in the process of developing, you know, don't get me wrong, he's Declan Rice, but, you know, he got a new contract back in December with West Ham, you know, based on his fantastic performances. Now he's under contract with West Ham until 2024 as well, and he's been in the senior squad, you know, quite a few years now with West Ham, but he's available for a reasonable figure, and I think West Ham would demand that. They want around £50 million for him at least, you know, if they were willing to do any business for Declan Rice this summer. So, you know, who could replace, you know, the likes of Pogba and Herrera? So there has been quite a few midfielders, you know, that Manchester United have been interested as well. We do know it is going to be difficult, you know, to find a player of Paul Pogba's level or calibre. We do know it's going to be extremely difficult indeed. But as I said, you know, we'll have to see what happens. As I did say, you know, top four is very, very essential. As I said, you know, we want Champions League football for next season. So in that aspect, it can attract players to the highest level, of course. And in that aspect, it can make us have more of a competitive summer window as well. We'd in search to get a right back in as well. You know, someone that can, you know, replace Antonio Valencia, of course, as well. And we do know there's been talks about PSG's Thomas Meunier going on as well. You know, Thomas Meunier, you know, I do really, really like him, to quite honest. He's proven himself fantastically well. You know, with Paris Saint-Germain. You know, I think he's been at Paris Saint-Germain a number of years now. As Thomas Meunier, I think he's mainly right back, but he can play in other positions as well. But I think he's predominantly a right back. So he is versatile, which is very, very good as well. You know, he can score goals, he can provide. You know, his defensive abilities are very, very good. And he's 27 years of age, is Thomas Meunier. You know, recent reports have come out saying that reportedly PSG demanding that they want around £26 million for him. And it says reportedly Manchester United are interested, Arsenal and Chelsea are also interested in Thomas Meunier as well. So I think he's only got 14 months left on his contract with PSG, so there has been a lot of talks about that going on. You know, we have been interested also in Crystal Palace's Wan-Bissaka as well. You know, there's also been a lot of talks about him going on. You know, he's one of England's youngest upcoming prospects. You know, he's still in the process of developing his Wan-Bissaka, but he's done really, really well with Crystal Palace, you know, since he has broken into the first team. You know, he only got into the first team last year, back in February as well, did Wan-Bissaka, and I think he's valued at around £40 million or something like that as well. So I think his defensive capabilities are very, very good, and I think he's got the ability to elevate Manchester United in the next 2 to 3 years at least as well. We've also shown an interest in Tottenham's Kieran Trippier, so you know, we're emphasising a couple of targets, you know, who could fulfil that right back position, because we have got Diego Dalot as well. But for me, he's still in the process of developing. You know, when he has played, he has been impressive indeed as Diego Dalot. But for me, you know, we need a cover up for Diego Dalot as well. So yeah, Thomas Meunier, as I said, has been mentioned. You know, he's tall as well, which is very, very beneficial. He's 27, so he has still got quite a few years ahead of him as well. So he may come and experience the Premier League, Thomas Meunier as well. So there has been a lot of talks about him going on. We do potentially know the club's #1 priority target is obviously, you know, Borussia Dortmund's Jadon Sancho as well. You know, obviously, you know, there has been a lot of talks about him going on. Obviously, you know, he'll cost Manchester United at least around £100 million this summer, you know, if we've got any chances of getting him as well. But I do like him. Again, he's only very, very young. He's one of England's youngest upcoming prospects. You know, he's proven himself fantastically well in Germany, you know, with Borussia Dortmund as well. You know, we need someone that can play between the bylines, you know, put crosses into the box, and Jadon Sancho is more than capable of doing that. And I think he'd link up very, very well in our front line, alongside the likes of Rashford and Martial as well. And I think he's just recently turned 19 years of age, not too long ago as well. He has got a contract with Dortmund until 2022 as Jadon Sancho. But reports came out the other week saying that reportedly Jadon Sancho is interested in making a return to Manchester as well, because obviously he's a former Manchester City player as well. But Manchester United have been heavily linked with him indeed, and one of Solskjaer's priorities, of course, is to get a right winger in the summer as well. But obviously we know the club want to get a central defender in as well, and obviously we're making plans to get a central defender in as well. We do need someone that can go alongside Victor Lindelof in our back line, and quite a few targets have been mentioned. And obviously we do know that we've been long admirers of Napoli's Koulibaly as well, and I don't think anyone's potentially ruling Koulibaly out of making a potential move this summer. It's going to take a bid. It's going to take a world record fee for Manchester United to convince Napoli to do any business for Koulibaly. Koulibaly's done very, very well. He's grown and developed fantastically well, and he's flourishing fantastically well. And he's been at Napoli a number of years now. I think this is his 5th season now with Napoli. But I think if he was to come and experience English football, Koulibaly, I think he'd produce and deliver the element of the performances. What he's doing now in Italy, of course, as well with Napoli. I think he's made over 200 odd appearances for Napoli. But Manchester United were linked to him back in January. I think we had 3 bids turned down. Was in negotiations as well. We're linked with Koulibaly last summer as well, but he's nearly 28 years of age. He's still got quite a few years ahead of him as well. But we do know it's going to take a bid of at least 100 or 110 million pounds as well. He's got a contract with Napoli till 2023. He recently signed this new deal as well. So so Manchester United are still linked to him. The rumours do continue to persist about that as well. So we are linked to him as well. These much cheaper alternatives than the likes of the Koulibalys and the Rafael Varane. A lot of talks going on about Tottenham's Toby Alderweireld as well, and I do like Alderweireld a lot. He's nowhere near on the same level or calibre as the Rafael Varane, the Koulibalys, Sergio Ramos, the Diego Godins, the top class central defenders. But I think Alderweireld, still would be a good upgrade, to what we've currently got in defence at the moment. I think Alderweireld, would be a good upgrade, to be quite honest with you as well. He's got a release clause of 25 million. Obviously, Tottenham activated a 12-month extension, back in January, of course. He included his 25 million release clause because he's refused to sign a new contract with Tottenham as well. But he's well Premier League proven, and I still think he'd be a good leader in our backline as well. So we are linked with a host of players. But the main part of this video is I wanted to give you an update what's happened with Paul Pogba as well. And that's really everything to update you on, guys. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.